I see one of my folks, be more at. You ought to get it cracking up in this joke. Send a request, BMO. Uh, I see you, L. With BMO. Oh, man. Let's see. Sorry, trying to get everybody on. Got L. All right. BMO. All right. Let's see.
Up,
Hey,
baby, huh? What's
black
going on?
man, black man.
Boy, you look beautiful. You look
I
moisturized.
appreciate it.
Look at you, man. Is your chest out? Is that your
A
chest
little
right
bit,
there?
little bit.
Go off, brother. Go off. How you feel, man?
Oh man, it's been a long ass week, big dog. I ain't even
Yeah.
going home.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I got the. It's gonna be 50 degrees.
Now, how L get blocked from IG though?
What do you mean? What do you mean he got blood?
They got him blocked.
Boy,
I wanted his input. Hey,
man, that's wild.
it says he's not able to go, so we gonna hold it down until the media press come in.
All right, let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Uh,
What you want to do?
First I'm gonna say what it is.
Mhm.
Uh, this is part of my podcast series called Suits and Stilettos, where
Okay.
I talk different stuff that I think the black community needs to talk about. And this topic been heavy on my heart because I'm tired of seeing my brothers led astray. And that conversation we had on the couch, I'm like, these will be some good brothers to talk about this with.
Yeah.
That'd be so. I decided to have a black man call to action, and I know how you feel, and you know how I feel. So we gonna do our best to keep brother man out the conversation because we don't know what's going on with that right now. So we can get our point across without name dropping and talk about a certain platform.
I respect your rules. I respect you.
Fair?
Yeah.
Fair. Uh, First, I mean, I'm gonna get started for real. I was seeing if the media prince was gonna chime in right quick. He said 10 minutes.
Okay, all right, Prince.
Let me
We
see.
got 10 minutes, baby. We got 10 minutes. We
We already
the media.
10 minutes should be up. So anyway, let's get started, bro. Uh, I find out that a lot of brothers feel, black men specifically, feel that the media is attacking our masculinity and all that stuff of that nature. But my challenge would be if you have talks with these brothers, like as soon as somebody say, oh, disclaimer, we're talking about black men because we are black men. It's not another platform just blindly attacking black men. I know how people feel about that. I'm a black man, he a black man, anybody else chiming in is a black man. We're talking to brothers. Our queens are able to chime in and listen, but we're talking to brothers. And it's specifically about brothers, so we don't have to deflect and you know how folks like to do that kind of stuff. So again,
The women are always welcome, though. Always want black women in the room. Always want. Keep us straight now. Keep us on it. Let's go.
So I find if somebody's saying, oh, the media is attacking black male masculinity, the first thing I would say is, what's masculinity to you? And you find a lot of brothers who got this big energy about the media attacking their masculinity,
right.
can't even find masculinity for themselves.
True. That's true.
So I'll start by saying, what's masculinity to you?
Woo! What's masculinity? I mean, I guess we're gonna jump right into it. You know what? The first thing that comes to mind when I think about masculinity, the first thing that comes to mind, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if people are ready for this. The first thing that comes to mind is your father was wrong.
Your father was wrong.
Your father was wrong.
Oh, so we about to just go up in this.
Just go there. Go there. See, here's the thing. I don't know. People don't watch my podcast often. We in the morning time. This is the late night crew, right? So I don't give a damn about right or wrong. Like, fuck right or wrong. Your father could be the most right person or the most wrong person. My statement applies. Start with your father, your grandfather were wrong about how they approached masculinity. If you start there, then you have a new approach or a new a vantage point of what masculinity could be. So so the question of like what is masculinity feels like it puts hard lines, and it feels like it throws us into a conversation of yes masculinity, no masculinity, when in actuality, you know that the sex is a spectrum, gender is a spectrum. Both, well, one of those is which, but I'm not smart enough to know which one is which. One of those is the spectrum, and that's the spectrum that we're talking about right now, right? So masculinity exists even in the feminine body. So like when someone says the media is attacking Black male masculinity, I don't know if they really saying what they want to say. I don't think they have the tools to say what they really want to say.
I don't think they do, and this is why I'm asking this right now.
Yeah,
this right now, because people can't. Our brothers, love us.
Love us to death.
We let the media, and a lot of our outside resources lead us astray, lead us amok, as Black Mess would say. We off somewhere, and most Black men, our people, will be so uncomfortable even having to define masculinity because they don't know.
They don't know. All they know is what they've seen, right?
Or heard.
Or
think.
All they know is what they've experienced. And if the result of what they experienced is the experience that we have right now, then it was wrong. Because it's as simple as that. So I feel like our role, especially with like the DMV Men of Media, our role as Black men who are supposed to be on the precipice of becoming this new version of masculinity, our role is to do the work to find out what the new definition is. So how could you be offended by what's being attacked if what's being attacked has led us to failure? Shouldn't you be celebrating the attack if the attack is what led us to fail? I mean, I know niggas don't like algebra, but the math is simple, baby.
Oh, we about to talk about it. We about to talk about it. Check me out though. Let me see. They Elway Friday. He got one.
You got one.
So
come on, El.
There we go.
Finally here, man. Golly.
What'd you do to Instagram? What did you do?
I have no clue, man. Them people don't like me, man. I don't know what I did, man.
So I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked my brother Bebo.
Okay.
I feel like y'all two, Media Prince 2 was kind of on my side of the fence when we was having this heated debate during the photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
We was chopping off each other, feeding off each other. So could you, to you, what is masculinity?
That's tough, man. It's tough because I don't know masculinity by definition. I know masculinity by what I was taught. And that comes from like my grandfather. You're not supposed to show, a man not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to show no weakness. You know, things of that nature to me was taught as masculinity. So that's my perception of masculinity. Like I was
the whole gang here now, Media Prince shouting.
Yeah, I was told that the man wasn't, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show no type of form of weakness as a man. As a masculine man.
Media Prince.
That's what it was. That's what it was told to me.
I can respect that. Media press. You just hopping right in here.
Yes, sir. My God.
What is masculinity to you? How is that defined? What is masculinity to you? Your version of masculinity.
Whatever my parents told me.
See, it's what you was taught.
Honestly,
Your audio wild though.
Yeah, we can't. I can hardly hear you.
can y'all hear me?
It's low.
Let me do the headphones.
While he's getting it together, obviously it's a cheat code because obviously I know the questions that I'm about to ask, so I appropriately define masculinity. But I will also segue to say I grew up with a single mom.
Can y'all
so
hear me?
everything
Yeah.
Okay, this
everything I know about being a man, my mom taught me. And it was basically the opposite of what my uncles was doing, how men she was dating was doing her. So she was teaching me the opposite. Like, don't do this. You're supposed to do that. That on and therefore and so forth. Then she passed away. So then the next thing I learned about being a man was around the hood. So now everything I know about masculinity is
That's the second teacher.
how many girls I could talk to.
Right.
How many girls I could play. How many, like, how tough am I around the hood? Like, how much money I'm getting, the fly clothes I'm wearing. All this stupid shit defined masculinity. And it literally, like, took the place of everything I grew up learning. So, hey, say something, media, see if we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Boom!
loud and clear.
Hey, I put the Raycons in, and it seems like the audio gets better with us. I'm gonna just
Shout out to Ray J.
Hey.
Tell your truth, Ray J. Tell your truth.
But to be honest, can any of us really define what masculinity is? Because
No, it's
all the
tough.
stuff we living up to is stuff that was created before we even got here, with the male and female, perspective is. That's why I think the millennials are fighting so hard, with the Gen Z are fighting so hard to like do whatever they want to do, because they like, man, we wasn't here back then. We here now, so we doing what we want to do. We don't have to listen to what y'all say, because we ain't make that up.
So, and all of that, I asked all y'all that individually because that's my next. That was my point I was making to B-Ball. Like, a lot of our brothers feel attacked by the media, attacked by our community. Like, not just attacked personally, but like brothers feel personally that black male masculinity is being attacked in the media. While I also think that is true, a lot of brothers who making that statement don't even know what masculinity is. So how can you feel under attack when you don't even know who you are? You basically don't know who you are, right? Wrong. And we collectively ran in circles. Like, we're older now. We ran in circles and our circles define what masculinity was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people tell you, oh, you only talking to one girl? Nah, bro. Don't, like, you need to add one. You need to add one, bro. Be a real nigga. Be a real nigga. All this and that. Like, you gotta press down and fight. You gotta do all this and that. Like brother said, you can't cry. You can't show emotion. But all that stuff makes you a human being. And what is our fight as black men in its totality is we just want to feel like the world view us as humans. If we can't show emotions, how can we expect the world to view us as humans? And I feel that a lot of things we endure, like, we have to be tough. We can't, like he said, we can't show emotion. We can't cry. We got to go through all these unseen battles. Can't even talk to nobody about it because why? Because we instantly gonna think it's not masculine.
Bingo.
And that's why them brothers grow up and they have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, anxiety issues, mood disorders, because you gotta be a man. You know, like that's going to,
Yeah, right. Like,
which is crazy.
so all
But
that.
okay, I also say not only that, media press, so also you can see the state of their community and you can see the result of what masculinity is. So before y'all got on, I actually said I start my definition with masculinity with my father was wrong. Your, huh?
Somebody background back.
Dude,
You know that's Elway.
What you over there
hold on, I
watching
got my
cartoons,
little
man?
one. He right here. Hold on, y'all.
Watching cartoons?
He watching Blippy, man.
Hey man, the kids got to get their stuff,
Hey,
baby.
kids,
Okay,
you
and
know,
they need it
kids,
on time.
kids are so rude because they'll watch their stuff on like theater volume.
Right.
Like the whole room should listen. What I'm watching.
All right, go in, Bebo.
All right. So what I was saying was, I start my definition of masculinity with the things that I were taught were wrong, and the way that I know that they are wrong is I can see the result of my community. I can see the relationship with black men to black women on a majority scale, and I can see that there are fractures there, there are breaks there. So it's interesting that you start the conversation. You said that like some black men feel attacked by the media for black masculinity. All right, so we've understood that there is ignorance of what masculinity is. Now I want to get to the attack, because maybe it should be attacked. And maybe black men in the media should be the ones attacking it. Now, the problem with attack is, as we have seen recently, niggas seem to only realize how to attack one way. All right? And that's
Only one.
just run up, pop, do what you got to do. But as we saw what happened to my man with the elbow, maybe that's just not the right tactic all the way. So I feel like in redefining masculinity, but also like trying to deal with it now. I don't know. Something is right about the way we attack masculinity, but I feel like we need rules. I feel like niggas need an OG. You know, niggas got the G code. Don't mess with your girl ex. I feel like we need new nigga rules.
I think people not only do they have a problem with the outside entities attacking black male masculinity, I think they literally is caught up on who's attacking it. We not deciphering what's being done. We not taking it.
That's a good
like
point.
Black women literally has been yelling, "This is how we want to be treated.
Yeah.
This is how we feel safe," and folks just not listening.
Yeah.
So it's really as simple as that. Like folks are attacking the messenger, but if we attack, like you said, if we as brothers attack what is masculinity in our own community, black male masculinity in our own community, maybe we can get somewhere. Like I feel that way about justification. What if black people justify their neighborhood? Justification is necessary. People be so caught up on justification, but it's necessary for a neighborhood, for a city to progress. We have to elevate. We have to get these things in the neighborhood. But what if it was black people doing the justification in DC versus the outsiders? Will we still feel the same about the upgrades, or will we just accept it like, yeah, it's my community coming together? That's why I feel we need to
It depends on which part of the community moving in.
I got a story.
Unfortunately, because do you want to move? I always say there are black people and then there are niggas. So a lot of, and I think this goes into the conversation too, because I think the people that are trying to guide the conversation of masculinity are niggas. And they're really not prospering in life anyway. So how do you really anchor what the caricature of masculinity is when you are literally failing at life versus you see the black man thriving, being educated, elevating himself, doing all the things to push himself forward and show the narrative of, I think if we're going to define masculinity at its core, it's just doing what you're supposed to do. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Stick to your word. Get your job done. And be great at life.
More than what's expected.
Yeah, and I think being great at life and showing the example of what greatness at life is, I think maybe that could be masculinity, but I think the failed attempts of having to be a street dude, having to do all this stuff that you really not have to, you shouldn't be having to do. Like I just posted a video today from this comedian from here named Marco, and he was talking about how the dudes come home from jail and they be like, man, y'all don't know nothing about real life. Y'all ain't been to jail. He was like, we shouldn't want to go to jail. Like, that's not the goal in life. Like, we're cool enjoying life on the outside and doing the necessary steps to not be in jail. So how do we foster that message of, and I guess that's where the term toxic masculinity comes into play. There's like certain ways of people feeling their masculinity is being emasculated because they're not seeing them in a perspective, but it's all confusing, honestly, because it's like, what are we really fighting for?
Exactly. That's the thing what I have with my brothers, because that's why even with a lot of the protests, black women are leading the protests because we just be lost. We just be doing shit. We don't know.
We definitely do. Hold on, I want
That's
to say something
a lot
about the
of it is.
gentrification piece too before we move on to anything else, right?
Right.
All right, so for me, and I'm gonna tell you how fucked up niggas are. Niggas had me believing that gentrification was a race thing, and it has nothing to do with race, and everything to do with your tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So, to go back to what you said, Posh, if it was black people, we supposed to celebrate that because that means that we're elevating. You know what I'm saying? And it's not niggas integrating your neighborhood, it's successful black people integrating your neighborhood.
Creating an example you didn't have growing up.
Exactly.
And mind you, with gentrification, niggas still could move in because you gotta have a certain amount of voucher units in your property anyway. Now, if we gonna talk about niggas progressing, right? Because so my background is property management. So here's an example. Some of these programs allow us that didn't come from a silver spoon to experience the silver spoon. You know, it's programs, it's like you could be living in downtown DC. If you do the proper paperwork and you do go, you know, get all your stuff in order, you could be living downtown doing good. With And I guess that's the negative connotation that they have with gentrification is they feel like they don't want to be white or they don't want to be such and such. But if I am able to move into a nice neighborhood and experience the niceness, I don't want you to know that I'm one of the voucher tenants. You shouldn't know that about me. And that's what blows me about, and then those are the anchors of the men that want to share the message of what masculinity is, because I'm a real nigga.
Like,
you get what I'm saying?
Like everybody wants to be a real nigga. Nobody wants to be a real man.
I'm telling you.
Like, we want to be a real nigga based off lyrics. That's what a real nigga is. But you don't want to be a real man or how you treat your fellow brother and sister and women.
Hold up now. Because I was listening to the Breakfast Club one day and I heard Offset talking about real estate investment and diversifying his portfolio. Like he was talking about which jewel he was going to go to. I feel like, well, I hear what you're saying. I feel like there's also been a progression in hip hop, or maybe a nigga like me just getting old and that's all I listen to. But I feel like there's been a progression in hip hop that allows space for some of these equitable futures, right? I read a report today because I be reading reports. That's just the type of shit I be doing. I read a report today saying that the Gen Z population is actually supposed to be more fiscally responsible because they've seen the mistakes of the past. They've seen TLC, therefore they're less likely to go for the 360 deal. But you know, it still happens to the worst of us. I want to talk about gentrification real quick, just real fast. And I might get a little academic, so please interrupt me if I get a little too boring, right? So I want to disagree with you just a little bit about the race situation, right? I want to disagree because I feel like its old blueprint is of whiteness to try to convince us that race is somehow separated from class. Yeah, there'll be the vouchers there, but you know, they set the price because they know that our net worth is only $14,000 in total, right? So if I can make the rent in total for a year, $20,000, ain't no way your black ass can move in here, right? So we can call it class, but we also know that's also a decorated way to say race. When we talk about gentrification, though, we're talking about displacement. We're talking about the displacement of a perfectly good neighborhood, working businesses and services for something that displaces them because of financial barriers, right? I want to tell you a quick story about something that's happening right now. We all know Union Market. Y'all niggas from here, you know Union Market. Union Market, before they put all that fancy shit there, was a fucking market. It was a wholesale market. They got the grocers. They got the wholesale items. You got the best bootleggers in town in Union Market, if you didn't know. Then an organization, a real estate company called Edens, white-owned, billion-dollar company. Edens moves in and starts to build all the things that the new Washingtonians know as Union Market. You got the nice food hall right there. You got the Spanish food hall down the street. You got some properties that are coming up selling shoes, right?
Very
all
safe over there now.
Situations, right? So you would think that the last thing that this real estate company would build is a grocery store in the middle of a market. Why would a real estate company build an international marketplace within an international marketplace? It has nothing to do with race, to your point, Elway. It's to the point of we want to make this white demographic comfortable in an international market, so we'll build one with bright red letters, people who speak English in a way that you understand, which is usually going to be black people anyway. So they're going to use black faces to gentrify a neighborhood and raise the prices on groceries where they've traditionally been wholesale and internationally available and accessible to people who have welfare like us. That's gentrification. That's the problem. So it don't matter if it's a nigga who owns the international pop-up grocery store. It don't matter. You displace it. It'd be another thing if you open up another international market that didn't provide the same services but still fit the demographic that was traditional to the area. Then you're not gentrifying. Then you're being a positive a member of your community. But the moment that you start trying to replace the things that upcharge and try to replace people who built you up, nigga, you the problem.
So we got this energy, so we gonna circle right back. So I'm gonna go to each box and ask you, since you already hyped, let me ask you, B-Bo, what do you think we black men as a whole, not individually, could do better to advance our people?
What can we do? What can we do sounds like I'm supposed to be like, all right, here go the 5 steps. Step 1.
I just need one step.
After you do that, call your mama. Right? I don't know. I too, although it sounds like I might be further along, I too am suffering from the definitions of what masculinity is. I'm unlearning what my father taught me. And I fucking love my father. I love my grandfather.
Gotta unlearn.
I am unlearning what they are doing. So I would say what we can do. And I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments in here telling me the facts of what's right and wrong. I'm going to repeat this again. I don't give a damn what you think is right or wrong. I want you to consider for a moment what you think to be wrong, though. If you start there, that maybe there's a crack in your logic. Maybe there is something about masculinity that is yielding this terrible result that is wrong. If you start there with just a simple, maybe I shouldn't call women bitches all the time. Maybe I shouldn't just harass women randomly on the street. And you don't even have to connect it to your mama and your sister. Just think about it. I want niggas to think. I want niggas to think. But sometimes niggas is dumb, and we got to just coach them through. So we're going to do the best we can. Conversations like this is like part of that pathway. Some of us can be further along than others, but as long as we're doing things like this where we can reach back and help bring forth a new perspective, I think we'll be good.
What about you, Media?
What I think we as black men can do to help progress the black man.
Yeah.
Probably y'all can still hear me?
Yeah.
Probably just in layman's terms, shut the fuck up, read, and educate yourself.
I like your points, though. Shut the fuck up, read, educate yourself.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And understand where you are. I think we forget a lot of times that, and I think this is something that goes over a lot of people's head. We're in America. America is a business. America is a pay to play business here. Like it's so if you do want to advance yourself and you want to be the example, shut the fuck up. Read, educate yourself, and get yourself to work. Because it's just that simple. It's nothing else. This is nothing else. It's either you gonna stay struggling or you gonna
Or
get
not.
to work. Like,
You know what I think be our problem too a lot of times? We always be getting on like how we can't be emotional and how women are so emotional, black women are so emotional. Like, black men, we are very emotional creatures because all this is literally based off emotion. You feel this person is attacking you. You feel you can't be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You feel. Like, who's to say like you can't cry? Why you can't cry? Why?
No, I don't.
Who's
The people
like,
who were wrong said that. The wrong people said that. If
right?
anything, I want to be a beacon of emotion. This might be the most emotion niggas seen all day. It's right here, and it came from me. I might start crying.
I cried today. I had to have a whole emotional emergency therapy session today. Like, I'm going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we get so hold up. We get so caught up in the roles. I feel like our attention span have us elsewhere. Like, our attention span is short, and then we mix that with music. Then we mix that with the community. Then you mix that with your toxic homeboys.
Mm-hmm.
And now you just fucked up.
Yeah.
And now
you don't know which way is which. You don't know.
And part of that, I'm Baptist. I believe in God, but I think part of that is church. Like, we're taught in church early as kids, as babies. We are the leaders. Everything should be our way. This is it. We grow up. The church teaches women how to be the wives, but the church don't teach men how to be husbands. Like,
you know what's interesting about the church?
What the fuck are we learning in church?
You know what's crazy about you know kids don't go to church no more.
Nah, not these Generation Z folks.
They're more spiritual. They're more spiritual. They're more spiritual than anything.
And I don't necessarily find a problem with that. I was watching the PBS documentary on the Black church, and it was basically asking the question: the Black church, at least in the Black community, is not only a religious center, but also, to your point, Posh, it is a center of culture. It's a center of like socialization to Black culture, right? And if the majority of that stops in like 2006, what has replaced that center of Black culture?
TV.
What?
TV, social media.
It's worse than TV, bro. It's what we on right now.
That's crazy.
Social media replaced the center for which we can have cultural conversations. I studied trends in culture for this agency that I work with. One of the sources for how we collect Black trends is not the Black church. What? It's Black Twitter. What? Where I'm gonna find the most popping meme? I'm gonna find it on where I'm gonna find the latest news on a nigga we can't talk about tonight. Am I gonna find it in church on Sunday?
Folks waiting on the shade room to post the official story right now.
Huh?
Folks waiting on the shade room to post the official story right now before they even believe that it's true.
People ain't anticipating to go to church. Next time they go to church is either Mother's Day or Easter. Come on now.
So I'm about to get heavy with it because I'm still on this topic and I've been thinking about this shit all week for real because I've been hyped to talk to y'all. So, like, what's more important? Hanging around with other brothers that share your values or your long-term friends?
Can I be honest with you, Posh?
Yeah.
Can I keep it real with you, Prince?
Yes.
I'm running out of long-term friends, y'all.
So, I say that to say,
I I mean, I'm 32. Okay, 16 years ago, I was 16. I don't have that kind of patience. Okay, I try to bring you into the new fold. I try to show you new things. And if you on the same nigga shit with Princess said, hey, I gotta see you at homecoming. Okay, I see you on Mother's Day and on Easter. Okay, that's all I got for you. I got
say
you on
that,
Facebook when it's your birthday. But like,
I say that to say because like we all been there.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna keep it 100. We keep it a beam. Like we hang around folk that just be the worst type of people.
Well,
Like
I'm definitely gonna pick my friends because I pick really good friends.
so, like, but we all have been there
You
where
got lucky.
yeah, you did. Like you just like so you try to educate the brother, try to guide him elsewhere. So he don't listen. Do you cut him off or just make excuses for him?
Cut them off. Well, I
A
think
lot
the older
of people cut 'em off.
I've got, and thankfully, a lot of my friends that I picked as longtime friends had goals, and those conversations have never stopped. Like my friends are
I like that.
always trying to elevate in their craft, and everyone roots and cheers for each other. You get what I'm saying? And everybody has a diverse background, which also is refreshing when you're able to come into your circle of friends and you get to pull different experiences versus being with a collective of brothers that pretty much do the same thing you do. The conversations, though they will be great, it's always going to go still in the same direction. My friends,
Like I say that like because when I first moved here, these niggas probably gonna kill me. But when I first moved here, I had a certain friend group. All we did was party. We partied 5, 6 Rose Bowl Ozios. We just bouncing from party to party. That's it. That's all we did. Until one day I was like, hey, yo. It was actually, I was doing a live. And a woman hit me up after the live and was like, you friends with him? Yeah, that's my man's. So do you think he reflect everything you reflect? I was like, he his own man. And she was like, so but he represents you. He was on your live. And I was like, at first, you know, the natural instinct is to get mad and get defensive because this is my day one. But it's like, you know what? She's right. So then I start trying to like add different values to them. And they just wasn't taking it. They just wasn't taking it.
That's not your job.
Now that at that point, it's not my place. So then my next thing I did was just remove myself from the situation. Like, it got new friends. So, but it's like a lot of us are we're more loyal to, like, you have men that are more loyal to their homeboys than they are their wives. Like, at what point do you cut this man off?
I think to that point is also my issue with like cancel culture. I think cutting them off is providing them like an excuse for like accountability and consequence. I feel like when I've had homeboys who caught the scarlet letter, you know what I mean? I've got the DMs like, you know, your man's did this back in 09, like, you know, like back in 2017 at the party, X, Y, and Z, right?
Right.
And so like there's a quote in Dante's Inferno that's like, the worst parts of hell are saved for good men who did nothing in times of trouble. I feel like removing your situation is an example of that. Not to come for you, brother, but
this is an open live. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
This is a call to action. We need to come together.
Right. When these things happen, I think we got to do the work of like holding them accountable. I've had some close homeboys had that thing. They had to come sit right here at this table. And we got to have a conversation about your understandings of sexual assault. We got to have your conversation about rape culture. We got to have understandings about consent. We got to come to an understanding now, which is why I said I don't know if I got too many close friends. Because I get that. If I get another DM, my nigga, I don't know what to tell you. I done told you. I done gave you the rules.
You done gave them the game. So at what point, like, because you know how we are. You know how we brothers are. So what's the real life action consequences for not following your advice to help them out. Because I feel like a lot of brothers in circles like that, the brothers don't change because there's no consequences for their actions.
Man, I don't know.
Well,
man.
I'll say this.
See?
I think can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Prince.
Yeah.
So not because the headphones was acting. But I think as we progress in our careers, I think our the bigger we get, it is our job and role to inspire people and to give them tools to move to the next level. Now, we also have to put ourselves into that other perspective to where we took tools and we got to work. We
Right.
didn't have to get patted on the hand or walk to the line. We got to it. Same as how we looked up to people that pulled those tools, we took them and got to work. It's up for them to, once you give the tools, for them to get to work.
That's right.
And I'm going to continue going on my life because it's mine. What you do with yours after I've said that, and then if you get to a place where we linking up every now and then and you're still unhappy with where you are in life, that it's up to you if you're going to continue to keep failing or you can get to work. And then after a while, if I see that there's no, because the idea is your circle of friends are supposed to be your recharge center.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went through like all of my fuckery, my circle was like my restoring crew. Like I felt powered. I felt ready to go back. I felt, you get what I'm saying? If you can't have that in your circle, and there's no growth, there's no conversations of future, that might be that might be the signs that this is not where you're supposed to be. And we have to understand that sometimes friends are meant to be friends for a season, and then there are some friends that are there for a lifetime. And
just like
we have
relationships.
to learn how to let people go and not feel bad about it. Yeah. That's cool. We was cool. We was cool 5 years ago. Yeah, that was cool. We're not cool like that right now. And I don't feel bad for it because I did my part
I gave you the tools.
I did my part. You didn't do your part. So I took my part and connected it into another pie.
Mm-hmm.
So Bebo, how long do you hold on and try to like get them to see your point?
I mean, I'm with Prince, man. Actually, I mean, behavior is the best form of apology. Like when you have violated members of my community, you have also violated me. So I'm trying to give you the tools, to Prince's point, to get you back to rectification. Now, the moment that you decide not to use those tools, I mean, I don't gotta say a word. Ain't nobody gotta say nothing like this. You're gonna feel the energy because I can't say it no better. I'm gonna move on with my life because it's mine. And when I see you in the club, man, we had a good time 5 years ago. Now I'm not trying to smoke with you right now. I holler at you. I see you on Instagram.
Nah, I ain't trying to go to brunch with you right now, bro. I got something to do.
I'm good, bro. I will passively follow your life from time to time on social media. That's it.
If I follow you on social media, because I'm at a new space too, and I don't know if y'all are in this space, but I've been unfollowing people like it ain't no tomorrow because I'm just like, why am I following you? I don't care.
Right. I don't even just unfollow. I block.
I don't care to see your family. I don't care to see your family, the kids. I don't care unless you're my family and close friends. But I want to. What are you doing in life? Like social media. This not Instagram from 2012 anymore. This is 20.
This is business.
This is business social media.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life?
Damn, nigga, you at OZO's again? Like, bro.
Now, if you're at OZO's and you happen to be a party promoter, and you're like, that's in your field.
That's different though. That's a brand.
I can respect that. And honestly, too, I can also respect that I have friends that I still follow that aren't in our lifestyle, but they're doing great at their job. Like they may be in the accounting world, they may be in the government world.
Get your OZO on.
Yeah, get your OZO on, because when I do follow you, I see either you're vacationing, which means you're doing good in life. I see you at 5-star restaurants, which means you can afford. And I'm not saying that you could be scamming too, but that's not my business.
Well, we live in
you know,
you're at least doing something to where I come to your page and get something. Like we're in an age where everybody just thinks they have to have a social media, and your life not that important for us to see. Like you ain't really doing nothing. You really should just go to work and go home.
It's really that simple. Go to work, do something about yourself.
You should just go to
No,
work and go home. Like what you getting? What are you getting on social media for? What are you doing? And that's
I,
the real
people
question that you
don't
gotta.
ask questions though.
These are questions that people should really ask themselves. Like, what value do you add to anybody's life that they care what you're doing or saying on here?
you know what's crazy?
Especially if you're giving hella broke, poor vibes. And that's not a bad thing because I've come from the struggle, but I refuse to be of the struggle anymore.
Right.
So, what are you doing to upgrade yourself? Because what you're showing me is you're comfortable with where you at in life and you're still there.
You know what's wild, Prince? You know when what's our African American brother's name? Elon Musk. When our African American brother Elon Musk bought Twitter the other day, right? I had a lot of reactions. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna overanalyze my people right now. But there was one take that actually drove me crazy. It was the insinuation that somehow Black Twitter, the presence of Black people, added value or represented the value of what Black people are.
Oh no.
I was like, y'all, we've been hoodwinked for so long. Your value isn't you showing what you do on the internet. Your value is in the things that you do. Is what you construct. Is what you produce. It's the output of your dreams versus your goals versus your execution. That is your value.
How do you uplift other people?
Yeah, not how am I on Twitter, nigga? What?
And then that circulates.
We are lost.
That circulates back to masculinity, and that's where we going back. Is people living by these future pages, these quotes and memes, like that's what masculinity is. Like living off everything you see on social media, and all of that brings me to my next question. Media Prince, we'll start with you. So.
Where the hell Elway ass go?
He
Gonna
bounced.
take care of that baby, man.
He got to be a man. What is your opinion about the state of Black men and Black women right now? Right now, this day, right this second, right now.
Black women are
Like just us
lit.
together. We know Black women are lit, but like us,
you said together?
our relationship.
It's all about what we tune into because the Black man and Black woman relationship is still very strong. It's just the same thing. I guess we could put it to like how it was in the 70s where you saw the extreme Black unity, but the media wanted to show diverse like breaking of it. And then that ended up trickling down into real life. So unfortunately, and this is where I want to say too, like I think we need to also treat masculinity like we do the Black race. Just because you fucked up don't mean that's a representation of all of us. So there are men that are failing in the aspect of the connection part with the Black woman, but there are so many more people getting it right. Like I'm really proud of the millennial men right now because I've never seen so much pride in the love for Black women and family and the kids. Like it's beautiful to see that because we come from an era where we saw what it was like to see the Black father over there, if he was over there, or if he even knew he
Shit,
was
not where
over
I'm
there.
from. That nigga was
then,
not there.
and then you have the Black woman who's here, of course, all the time. Like we're with her. But now today, I think we now us, the smart ones. And when I say that anchors to the message, the smart ones that get it, and they're still falling in line and doing the necessary steps, like us three. There are others like us that are blocking the noise and still doing the right thing. And I think our generation are checking the boxes correctly now. There are still niggas who are unfortunately,
But what we do about the niggas?
but
Because
and then but on the flip side too, because I can't get so hard on the males because to the flip side of the niggas, then you got what the new girls call themselves, the hot girls or the city girls.
yeah,
They're on a they're on a new lane where because and
You
those are
right.
the
You right. Be
you
careful
get
though.
it.
You right.
I'm trying
yeah,
to
tread lightly.
so there's also there are at the moment niggas and city girls representing the message of the black female and black male
Right,
experience.
because they the ones who got
And
social media.
they're the ones that are lit. But unfortunately, y'all come from fucked up toxic places where there are we're in a time where there are successful, thriving black women that are not looking to get flued out. They're looking to fly with you on
Woo!
the first class plane,
Oh,
and you land together and you guys are enjoying together. Same as there's a black man that is ready to do all the responsibility, no questions asked, and getting it done and making sure he checks in on himself so that he doesn't become toxic. Unfortunately, a lot of those people are not anchoring the message of the black female and male experience. So we're now in a world where the ones that get it, we get it. But the ones that are like lit and got all the followers are the ones that's like F these dudes or F these girls, they for our money or we gonna get their money. And then it's like, then we have these conversations of like, what is masculinity or like what is the state of the black man and woman when it's the same place that it was at the height of its importance, which was like that Black Panther 70s era where it was just powerful. That's what it is. The black man and the black woman is in its lamest terms powerful. You just have unpowerful people right now anchoring the message. And so if the unpowerful people are anchoring the message, then it makes the powerful people feel like kind of question shit. But
so we should just amplify our voices.
correct, correct. And stop feeding into stupidity. That's what it is too, because if something is stupid to me, I'm keeping scrolling or I'll unfollow you because that was just stupid. And now I keep going where I'm going so I don't get off because I see past that. You get what I'm saying? I see past that. Like stupidity is just stupidity. And you become stupid when you try to argue and make a stupid person see cleverness. They're stupid. They don't see cleverness. So don't all you can do is find your clever people
Mm-hmm.
and keep going from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully as you get older, clever comes. And then if it doesn't, job not well done.
What about you, B-Mo? That was beautiful.
That was good, Prince.
I stand by that. I stamped that.
Yeah, you stamp. A couple things I want to talk about. I don't know if y'all saw, but our girl Z-Way did an interview with Charlamagne the God. And one of the things I liked about the interview was she asked him the question. She said, if I got paid $5 a day for 10,000 days to punch you in the face, I made $50,000. And then on day 10,001, I say, you know what? I'm not going to punch you in the face. That's wrong. Have I really taken the tone of what's happened? No. So I think the first step and to answer your question directly, how was the relationship between black men and black women? I mean, to speak to Prince's point about who's saying the conversation loudly, but also to speak to like the results of we've seen of the current definition of masculinity, it's not good. It's not good. I'm very careful to use these stats, but like unchecked black male privilege has led to some inequities that have happened in our community. So like I brought up earlier that the average net income for an average black person is, I think, $14,000. And that's actually the stat for black men. You know what the stat is for black women? 10, not 10,000, not 10 million, $10.
What?
$10. Not only is there a wealth gap that is happening between the race, which is an $11 million wealth gap, there's also a wealth gap that's been happening between black men and black women, right? So how do we, and you know what's crazy? The three of us, unless we out here just hiring women inequitably, the three of us, I feel like have done our part to respect black women and protect black women at the highest. But how can we connect to this thing that is bigger than us? To Prince's point, although like all men ain't the same, in which I agree, like you can't judge every man by an individual man's actions. Damn, we look alike though. That's the problem. We look alike. I look like the three of y'all niggas. If I put on a hat right now, it's okay, and twisting my hair, I could be the Prince. I put on a suit, I could be you. We look alike. So like, I don't necessarily blame black women for having that sense of protection against black men. One of the conversations that me and the lady of the house have all the time is about like, what is it? How can I refrain from minimalizing black women?
And that's key.
It is. Because like Tracy Morgan said, when you're around me, I want you to feel like you're your best self. I want you to feel like you could be the best you. And honestly, if you put the average black man, average black woman in the room, I don't know if black women feel like they could be their best selves. Again, some of that is tradition, huh?
Like they can't.
Do you think we'll ever get to a place where everybody can just fucking be, and we get out of our own heads of like questioning shit and just letting it be great, and
I feel like
only checking in if it's something stupid that needs to be corrected?
I feel like I was in a relationship like that. Like I literally was. That probably was one of my dopest relationships. Like dating. It was just beautiful. I think it's wild as screams because at the same time, is things like that is getting worse because of social media. Things like that is also getting better because of social media. Because people are able to have these conversations, and like me, my audience is vast. Like we're able to reach wherever corner of wherever we need to go. But at the same time, I have a platform of positivity. Somebody else got a platform of negativity and getting just double as views. So it's like,
I mean, the negative will always stick. The negative will always. I feel like that's just how maybe the human brain works. But here's something I want to say though, to your point before you move on about social media. I was at National Cannabis Fest, right? You know what I didn't see? I didn't see not one. It might have happened and I wasn't looking, but I was there most of the day. I ain't seen not one nigga spit game.
really?
I ain't see no, right? And maybe it's like Corona, post-Corona, niggas are still nervous about getting face to face. Maybe it's the invention and the success of these dating apps. Like I don't got to spit game no more. I can just swipe left and swipe right. Or maybe we've gotten the message of understanding what street harassment is and leaving women the fuck alone after the big movement that happened on social media. I don't know what it is, but to Prince's point, sometimes overthinking, which I have a problem understanding what it is, but I understand to a point. Sometimes overthinking does allow us to exacerbate the problem bigger than what it is, and doesn't allow us to actually look around for the solutions. So when I'm at National Cannabis Fest and I see a group of homeboys who in '97 would have all stopped the spit game of these group of homegirls, when I see them walk past and then respectfully and huskily have a conversation about who was the baddest junk in the group, that feel like progress to me, right?
That's beautiful. I think y'all see
That
that
also goes with rejection too. We need to also be okay with rejection now.
we gonna say that for the next line, because that's a whole line by itself though. I think did y'all see that video of the young man giving the woman the mat in the gym?
Yeah, I did.
So the young man gave the woman a mat in the gym because he saw she was working out and needed a mat. But as gentleman as I am, he was just wrong. He didn't ask. The main problem we have as black men as a whole
Talk about it.
is us invading women's space, which is why they don't feel safe.
Right.
So if he would have announced himself, and it's crazy because most women we know, the women I know, the women you know, majority of them have been assaulted. So they have to be on guard.
That's fucked up. Cause
It's fucked up, but it's true.
They have to be on guard. So you literally have to get to, as black men, I feel we need to get to a place where we just ask. Like, it's corny as fuck. And I'm gonna say this for the thousands of people listening to me and all that. Like, I was literally in a relationship where I asked to do everything. Literally takes a split second. Ask for everything. Can I kiss you? Can I hold your hand? Can I touch your thigh? Can I hug you? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because she expressed to me like all her traumas and her assault. And for me, I wanted her to feel as safe as possible. And to me, I love that shit. So now I would like for everybody to feel that way. Like everybody I talk to, whether it's romantically, whether it's just friends, or whether I'm just passing through. I want to get to a space where I'm driving and I see a woman walking with a handful of groceries and her kid, and I can stop and be like, "Hey, yo, you my sister. Can I take you home?" Like, you don't have to walk and do all this at the same time. Like, I know you need a ride. Can I give you a ride? The reality is,
nigga. Some of y'all niggas is crazy. So
yeah, exactly. She can't get in my car. She can't do nothing because the state of society is.
But also on the flip side, she could be crazy too, and this her new. That's what I'm saying. We're also
This her new scam.
This could be a scam. Like, oh, he about to let me in. All right, we got a car, y'all. So this is like. At this point, pray and just live.
Like society is that crazy. You have to really think about all the avenues, which is wild. Like just having a big heart is
crazy, and we saw that shit during COVID. Craziness is to a different level, and people. And this is where you have to also understand your superpower, because you see the red flags, don't ignore them. Because some of these motherfuckers will come to you as their representative.
Yeah.
And the representative's cool as shit. And the moment you see the red flag, as soon as you see that red flag, y'all, please leave. That's the power in you. Trust yourself.
I'm gonna ask one more question before we out of here. If you had to give advice to a brother dealing with being a black man in America right now, media press, what would you tell him? Like 2-3 sentences. What would you tell him?
What level of great is he, or what level of fucked up is he?
We gonna say he's as fucked up as he could be, but he's aspiring to be better.
He's okay. My honest, straight up advice is, what Kim Kardashian say? Unfortunately, get your ass up and work. Honestly, you are gonna be. No one's gonna look out for you like you. So you have one question, 2 questions: fail or pass. And that's just life itself. If you say you want to work on yourself, then work on yourself. Just do that shit. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Because you also notice it's a lot of niggas that like to beat around the bush and try to do a fucking survey and ask all these 50 people on how they should maneuver on their life. When you just got to get up and do it and trust your instinct and get to what's right. And if something don't feel right, don't do it. But always try to get into a place where you can better yourself and stop getting in your own way of what society has put norms on you. So I always say this to me: I'm not gonna ever be broke in my life. Even if I have to work at McDonald's, I'm gonna have some money in my pocket, and I'm gonna be great at that. And I'm going to stack, and I'm gonna put myself. It's just, you just gotta put yourself first. You really gotta put yourself first to where you're happy with yourself, because if you're happy with yourself, then you don't have to worry about fucking somebody else up that does have trauma that you want to connect with, because you didn't got yourself in order. And motherfuckers got to learn to be by themselves too. It is
Woo.
nothing wrong with being by yourself until you good. Because if you fucked up, you
You
gonna
don't need
fuck
to be
other
on no
people up.
head swiping nobody if you fucked
Yeah.
up. Like, you
But if
got
you
your own
fucked up,
traumas to work.
it goes beyond relationships with women too. It's like if you're fucked up, you're gonna spread your fucked up on your
Huh?
circle of friends. You're
No.
gonna spread your fucked up at work. You're gonna spread your fucked up on people. Like it's nothing worse than a miserable person that stays miserable. It's like,
Oh,
well, nigga, stop
speak
talking to
on
me.
it. Speak on it. Speak on it. Bebo!
So, yeah.
All right, ask me the question one time.
You try to give advice to a young brother on how to operate in society as a black man. What advice would you give him to elevate him, not just have him coasting?
Man, I feel like Prince took up all the good answers, man. You got up all the stuff. Okay. Let me give you some new stuff. Let me give you some new stuff. I've been saying it this whole time, but I'll say it again. I feel like sometimes niggas, black men, both of us, we convince ourselves that we know, right? And
We
whether
just
we
know that.
know or not, I think we always have to be in a position to challenge what we know. And so, like I told y'all at the beginning about the definition of masculinity, I think it starts with, can it be wrong? What if what I'm standing on is wrong? What if there is a different way? Are there different outputs and different strategies I can take towards whatever this is to get it done? I will say, as a black man, though, I think, Prince, you said this, nobody is going to give a damn about you. They told us.
Chris Rock said it best. Nobody
Yeah.
gives a fuck about you.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. We on social media. I don't give a fuck about you. They told us when I was a kid, they told us that we were endangered. They said that black men were endangered species, and I actually think that was one of the worst things they could have told us.
Oh Lord.
That gave us like
That's
gave
cool.
us this idea that like just being black men meant that we were more valuable, more something than other people, and it kind of almost made it feel like we were safe in a sense. We're not safe. Nobody give a damn about you. Nobody give a fuck about you. Okay, if you want to get something done, you gotta go do it. You gotta find a way to do it. And although, if I'm talking to a young brother who don't know anything, you have to put yourself in situations where you have to learn new things, which starts with understanding that you don't know enough, which is why I'm always saying, like, you got to consider what if you were wrong, because you're not going to know about the new grants that's going to be able to fund your life if you never thought about the government giving you money, if you never even voted, you never even
Because you done heard online that voting is stupid. So now you don't vote.
So now you don't vote based on an opinion. You don't even know that like confirmation bias is a thing, but out here you are looking at one sources like, oh, I know everything because this nigga on YouTube Yahoo Answers said it. So like, okay, nah, man,
Even
like,
worse,
keep
qualified
learning,
immunity.
keep
Like,
moving, keep growing. It amazes me, Prince and Posh, it amazes me that 16 years ago I was 16, and at 16 I thought I knew something. So I am very curious at 64.
I knew everything at
what
16.
my dumb ass is gonna be laughing like.
I knew everything.
Huh?
I knew exactly what was up.
I knew everything at 16. So imagine me at 64 thinking about what I knew at 32.
Damn.
But you know, one thing I can tell we all did know at 16
What's that?
was that we were going to do our best to not be a failure at
Very true.
32.
I definitely do that.
I'm not failing. I'm not failing.
You can't. You cannot. You cannot.
My advice would be 3 L's. Three
Okay.
L's that I learned at 28 that I wished I'd known at 16.
I'll give it to me.
Okay.
I'm writing it down. Take notes.
Learn as much as you can, man. Read it is such an underrated free thing you can do, bruh. Like just knowing about shit. Like if you like we over 30, so like the dating pool we dating is just crazy right now. To where like women want to hear you talk about some, like, you know some shit. Like, you in circles with your homeboys, they want to be able to ask you shit, and you just know it. Like, knowledge is fucking power. Like, I feel like as a black community, we're taken advantage of because we just don't know, and the information is free. Like, you can get on Google and learn anything you want to fucking learn. You can get on YouTube and listen to any audio book by anybody you want to. So why don't we do it? Why don't we know about the importance of voting for your superintendent of your school? Or the judges is literally who run the country, not the fucking president. Like, why don't
You
we
hit on it. I wish
like, why
black
don't
people stop going to the presidency vote, to the polls, just only thinking about the president.
you vote every
It's,
4 years and think you're doing something?
it's the people
Meanwhile,
that you
you
need to
don't know if
read
you're
on the polls.
Right, exactly. It's the people in the little print. Like, wait a minute, who this?
like. I was telling my chapter group chat today, the most important elections in America have to be the school system and the court systems, because once elected, those motherfuckers are basically dictatorships. They can do and pass whatever they want to, and that's just what it is, because you did or you didn't vote for them. And that leads me to my second L, would be love. Like, I don't know what the fuck is in the black male community that is so emasculating to fucking love. Love your homeboys, love your family, love the girl you talking to. Like, express that love. Like, I don't, like, love is powerful. Love is motivating. Love is everything you need to be everything you need to be in life. So I don't understand where the emasculation of loving people or telling people you in love. Like, I hug niggas. Like, my niggas, like, I hug my niggas. That's cool with me.
Yeah, hug
Like,
niggas, man.
like, don't
There's
dare
nothing
me a
wrong
nigga
with
give me
that.
a hug, bro. Like, what? Like,
Nothing wrong with that at all. Especially
like,
if
don't
it
be
be the last
afraid to
time.
love. Like, I remember I was in this friend group. I told these niggas that I brought these girls these flowers, or was used to tell them the nice shit I used to do to a girl, and they used to try to make me feel like shit for being nice. Like, that's some stupid shit. Like, what in you,
Where are they in life?
like, what in you, like, let you be a whole
Listen.
fucking adult to where you think buying the flowers is whack? Like, that's
Where are
stupid
they
to
in
me.
life though? How are they?
Loveless.
And
How
then
are
the
they?
last layer, you got learn, love, and live, bro. I feel like
Hey,
I spent so much time in my life always hustling, always like going from one tragedy to the next, that I never stopped to fucking live. And like, one day you gonna die. Like, it's it's literally the only thing that's promised in life is death.
and
So
it could
why the
be
fuck don't
anytime. It could be anytime.
like any fucking time? If those rumors true, bro, literally just did a live 16 hours ago and dead today. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, my
Yeah.
mom passed away talking on the phone on the porch. Regular ass conversation, nothing wild. Just had a massive heart attack. You, like, death comes for us all. So if you never stop and just appreciate you, appreciate your life, appreciate where you came from, appreciate where you're trying to go, like, you're missing out at everything you need, everything that was given to you. Like, you're just missing out. That's my advice. Love, live, learn. Like, make sure you tell these folks where they follow you at. Media.
You can follow me right here. Click that arrow at the top and it says Media Prince. The Media Prince. Follow me. And just be great at life. That's it.
What about you, B-Mo?
For sure. You can follow me right here too, BMO Brown, over at Wake and Bake with BMO. Wake and Bake with BMO. We live every Tuesday and Thursday with our morning show where we have conversations just like this. We're trying to examine what's the new pathways to liberation in blackness.
Do you? This is my question for BMO. This is
Yeah.
I've always. Do you ever get a real full 8 hours of sleep? Cause you be up.
What you mean?
Like you're able to get up in the morning. Like for your whole platform is you're able to, it's Wake and Bake and you're up. You don't be tired.
Chris, I'm finna go to bed right now, bro. Like, what you mean? I'm finna smoke this indica. I'm finna consider going to see this new Marvel movie. If I take these shoes off, that's it. Chris, let me tell you, I'm 32. You know what you won't see, BMO? You
But
will
that's
not
also
see me out in the
genius
streets.
that's genius of what you created, even like your festival. I think that's going to be like a great marketing pitch in the future too, like because there are motherfuckers that really get up early and smoke.
I'm one of them.
And the festival was like so lit and genius because you don't know too many festivals in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be something really great in the future.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a reason why motherfuckers now get up a little earlier. Because me on a normal day, I don't get up to about 10.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? So this past Thursday is the last time that we ran an ad for your show. And the ad for your show comes on every Tuesday and Thursday at like 8:03. You would have never seen it, bro. You would have never seen it, Prince. You would have never seen it.
Look, I be trying to get up early in the morning to hear my radio segment. And I still wake up like, oh shit. Like, I respect it. So it makes me, that's what I'm saying, platforms like yours make me realize, get up. Like, get up. Get your ass up. Like,
yeah. And it's the last thing I'm gonna say, but like, people came, man. That shit really surprised me. Like, it was a full house all day from 7 a.m. to noon. Then my day was done at 1:30, baby. That was so great. It was so beautiful, man. But yeah, follow me there. Follow me, Wake and Bake with BMO. We got a lot of things going on. I hope to see y'all on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I want to say this
I
probably
appreciate
like
being a new member of the DMV Men of Media.
Hey,
Okay?
I was getting to it.
hey,
I was
Y'all
getting
popping,
to
okay?
it. I was getting to it. Hey, listen though, this conversation was beautiful. It's important for me to be able to use my platform to inspire greatness out of other people. More importantly, our people. More importantly, us. Because as black men, we're whether you want to, whether you don't want to, you're born to lead your people. Every black man is literally born to lead their people. And by you not leading, by you being the least educated, least in all these categories, it's unacceptable. Like, it's unacceptable. But the categories you do lead is interracial dating and most incarcerated. Like, that's stupid to me. That's silly shit. Like, I want these conversations to inspire a change. Like, if you reach one person, like you reach one, and eventually we have a whole community of us. As
Do
we
you
go
ever
with
think, y'all ever think, first of all, shout out to you, Posh, too, because you were able to get niggas dolled up and come out in their latest and drop it down in the club like they had on tank tops.
Hey,
and,
hey. I
But
love that shit.
do you think we'll ever get to a place where everybody will stop lying to themselves and just realize everyone is fucking black?
No.
No.
You
don't think we'll ever get to that place?
No.
Because if you break
and we
down,
run out of time, but no.
if people knew how life was created, like what happened after life was created, like Pangea and all that, everybody has a percentage of black in them. There's no way around that. All life comes from Africa. That's literally it. All life comes from Africa.
The beginning of civilization, how you even got to here.
Which is why I do think they know, because if you know anything about science and you know anything about life, black women is the center of life for everybody.
Here's one.
And
here's one. I don't know if you guys heard this one. It was on TikTok. This white family found out they're black. Their grandmother her great grandmother was passing. And she was fairly light skinned, and she's passed and got with a white man and created a family, and they did their ancestry and found out that they're not only black, but they're from an area in Virginia, down not long from where they live at, filled with black people. So it's just like,
I also feel like they do a good job at trying to tear us down to where we don't.
I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna send you the video, B-Mo.
We don't ask the hard questions to learn the real facts, because they do a good job at distracting us and holding us down. But I'm not gonna hold you brothers up. This was brought to you. We are all part of the DMV Men of Media, making the media what we want to see, like making sure everything positive comes out and combative to everything that's negative. This was also sponsored by the Black Excellence Gala, the Black Excellence Festival that's gonna be held in Charlotte, in about a month. So we lit with it. I
Hey,
Get
appreciate
your ass
everybody for
down to
tuning
Charlotte and
in.
get a ticket.
What you say?
I tell them, get their ass down to Charlotte.
Get down and get a
Wait.
ticket, man. Cause we live with it, man. I'm going back
you know
home. It's
Charlotte.
beautiful.
You know Charlotte. That's my second home.
I'm from the
Word.
Carolinas, man. I'm ready to go home.
I went to college for 4 years, and I stayed an extra 3. So I actually still have a place there. Like if I go to Charlotte now, like, I have
Hey,
a
pull
place.
up. You know you good in all the hood.
What
Hey,
what area? What area
it's
is it?
downtown Charlotte, uptown.
Okay, West Trade area.
Yeah. So
Because I have been craving the cookout tray too. So that's I.
Now, gotta go.
All
All right, brothers.
yeah, so it's all good.
I'm going to bed. Good night.